Hello, everyone from Indonesia and, of course, the international viewers at home. Yes, it is time for yet another Indonesia Trackmania Cup, and it's well, what month is it? Well, I already lost track. It's it's April. Yes, so yes, I am back again casting for this month's Indonesian Trackmania Cup, and with me we have a new face. It's Braeburn. Braeburn, how are you feeling today?
Hi, I'm feeling quite good for the Indonesia Trackmania Cup this edition. But if you don't know who I am Braeburn. I also go by One Trixie Pony on Twitch. I'm an American caster. I've been just looking. I've been doing a lot of APAC events recently. You might know me from the Indian Trackmania Cup last week, but I'm very excited to see how the Indonesian scene is working today, and hopefully we can get to see a lot of good matches and whatnot.
Yep, hopefully we can bring in the excitement as much as last month's one, which we had Gaming Gamers winning the March edition. After the shaky performance of the February edition, Gaming Gamers came back to win it all. In the previous edition, the favorite Kuda Jinkra this was the only finished third. So at the moment, the past few winners has only been Gaming Gamers and Kuda. So who will take the crown this time around? Is anyone's guess. I don't know, but I would say these two are the favorites. But anyway, let's go through the map pack first of all. So let's switch it to the map pack. So we have three maps again, and I know there's something a bit suspicious about the map pack because there is one map that is repeated from the previous edition, and that is Mabel by Queen Crown. And apparently, according to my sources, it's because after assessing the World Tour maps for Stage 2, pretty much the organizers thought that the difficulty is a bit too high compared to Stage 1 maps. So I think there wasn't like any replacement map to take that third slot. So yeah, again, we will see Mabel by Queen Crown for the second edition in a row. But we do have two new maps coming in as well. Upside Down Poland, app name, and that's by Lind. Yes, I know if you guys only saw the map, only the Lind. Well, I mean, okay, that's a different map. Lind's map, Lind's name's still correct. Yeah, but yeah, Upside Down by Lind, and Viscount by Syntax. Yeah, Syntax is the one that changed the name. I will not say what the name is, but it's an interesting name for sure. So yeah. So Bray, what do you think of the maps actually? Have you played through them and like what are your impressions of
I
it?
I did a little bit of a discovery run through all of these maps, and I can say that they are not very easy. I definitely had a little bit of trouble going through the maps, but overall, you get a pretty good feeling of all of them. They seem very well made, for sure. I think it's good, but I think it's at a level where I think it'll be pretty hard for like even some of the Indonesian players to get it done consistently. That means we got a lot more competition, but I know a lot of training went into these maps by a lot of the players, and it'll be interesting to see what all of them will do. I think my personal favorite map out of all of these is probably going to be Riskin by Syntax. So I'm pretty excited to see how all these maps will be played competitively.
Yeah, that's I would say interesting choice for the best. Well, I wouldn't say best. I think for me personally, I think Viscount. I think it's in the name, isn't it? I'm assuming it means Vis, and yeah, I think there's like a middle portion where there was a reactor boost, and you have to take it pretty smoothly. If not, you're gonna be like any other line, you're gonna be flying out or even going to the slow-mo block. So yeah, Mouse is gonna be a little bit of mayhem. So yeah, we'll see how is it going. But in the meantime, I think it's time to go into the game because we are about 10 seconds according to the in-game. So let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen next. Oh my god. Oh, sorry guys. Apparently I cannot get my bearings, but there you go. Okay, so yep,
Ooh.
starting very soon. I should really hide the chat. Oops. Yeah, apparently the chat's been pretty quiet. So I guess, wow, they really taking it seriously. So I guess we have to see who. Oh, apparently I forgot my opponents. Yeah, there we go. Don't
There you
worry,
go.
guys. Don't worry. There are players playing. Yep. But yeah, I think we're starting off with what is this? Okay,
Upside
upside
down
down
Poland.
Poland. Yeah. So let's see how the players will face. We'll have to go some people. Okay, there you go. Alright, here we go. So if you guys are just new to the whole thing, so basically we start off with qualification phase. So like each map in the map pack, the players will have 10 minutes to qualify, and just have to make sure you get the best time possible, because pretty much the seedings will be decided based on the your average best time throughout the 3 maps. So it is important to get at least a banker time in, because especially if you're not a fast learner like me personally, yeah, you may not even reach your personal best time. Also, I cannot leak the okay, don't mind this left hand side, guys. I'm so sorry, the board is not there. So okay, so this is what I was talking about. Apparently Syntax is playing. Yes, the guy that you're seeing right now is Syntax. So yeah, let's so basically I don't think much could be said about Syntax, apart from the fact that yes, apart from Magi one, they are the two players that have changed their name for this edition. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit hard to track, but hopefully yeah.
Hmm. I would like to mention he made a Riskin, right?
Yeah, yeah, Viscon, yeah.
Isn't that true? Yeah, I think that's important to so I think it makes me realize there's probably it's gonna be interesting to see how Riskin plays out, because for Syntax, because he is the map maker. There's a lot of very good players in here. Just in server one alone, we have 10 very competitive players. We have Kuda, who is currently a free agent for the time being. We have Sky, who's playing for Asia Overdrive. We have a couple of Rotor and Equinox players like Bowen and Stars. We have Rezier, who's playing for Killing Esports Racing Southeast. And we have a whole variety of better players. There's just 10 in here. There might be some in the second seeding server. It'll be interesting to see where all these players stack up at the end of the 30 minutes.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. Apparently, okay, there's someone that apparently joined in last minute. I think Arsips might be that very cheeky player going to server 2, because Arsips just disappeared according to the screen as you see right here. So yeah, so we have 8 players right now. So from what I've gathered from the Trackmania Indonesia Discord, there are 2 notable absentees, one of which is Jovan, who recently joined Curse. Yes, that's my team, and apparently had a bit of had to celebrate some family. So yeah, Jovan probably not able to make it. And I think the other one is Mail, right? Mail 1-2. Yeah, apparently laptop screen cracked due to not sure what happened there, but yeah. So 2 players already out of running before he even started. So yeah, kind of a shame that they aren't here tonight. But yep, at least the majority are still here.
All right. Hey, we still have a fair bit of Indonesian turnout. There's a lot of players here, and maybe we can get some we can maybe see some new faces we haven't seen in previous editions. But right now, going for the first half of the season on this map, Kuda is currently leading the way, the 46.05. That is around 0.4 off of his personal best, which is world record. Then we have Sky. Nothing from Gaming Gamist yet. He's actually not in the server, so I'm a little surprised that he is not in here. Maybe he's in the second server.
Not sure what happened. I mean, we could check the Indonesia Discord quickly for the latest info, but yeah, I've not gotten any news of like why gaming gamers may not be playing. So yeah, not sure. Not sure. Maybe late. I assume because there have been cases in previous editions where some of the players join. I think Jovan is a pretty common person to be late. So I won't be surprised Gaming Gamers is late. But if not, it would be a very unfortunate absentee. I think of all the absentees we listed so far, if Gaming Gamers isn't going to be able to make it by the end of this qualification, that is already one of the favorites out. So
Yeah, and he won the last edition. Is that correct?
yes, that's correct. So yeah, he did win the first one, and yeah, I just been from the greatest source in the world, Twitch chat, that Gaming Gamers is not gonna be able to make it. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to say the other favorites we mentioned, which is Kuda, who won February's edition. So I mean, say again, there are plenty of good players in the Indonesia Trackmania community. So I think the next best, should I say, favorite would be Sky, because as you know, I mean, I feel that Sky's been consistently at least the top 3 or top 4 of this competition. So don't discount Sky, definitely. I think uh wait, hold on a second. I realize Maji one is not in the leaderboard, right? So let me just see. Yeah, Maji one's not here either. So yeah, that's also not from what I know, what we know so far. So yeah, quite a few absentees, Brit, yeah.
And yeah, definitely seems to be a couple, but you know, there's still a lot. There's still a couple of favorites are still present. Like I mentioned, Kuda, and like you mentioned, Kuda and Sky are in here. You know, that just means that gives a little bit of opportunity for some new players to appear in the grand finals. Like we could see, we can see players like Rezier or Syntax, or maybe even some like new faces around here. Like maybe with some players are just trying this out for the first time. You know, it's gonna be pretty interesting. We have around 3 minutes to go. So currently Kuda is still leading the way, followed by Sky. Those two have the top 3 best times on the map. We have Stars, ours, and then Etoli. Rezier's in the top 5. You know, that'll separate it by around 1.2, 1.3. We'll see if those times reflect on their paces later. But could be interesting to see how they all do on this map.
Yeah, so just a quick look, like quick comparison with the current world record. So Gaming Gamers obviously has the fastest time with 45.648. So yeah, clearly, I mean, of course, those times come after many, I'm assuming many hours of practice, right? So yeah, Kuda at the moment is apparently 2/10 of his PB. He had a 45.862, and Sky. Did I even take Sky? Oops. Looks like Sky's name's missing from my notes, so we don't really know what his actual PB. So I'm very sorry, guys. Bit yeah. So
he has a 45.75. He's currently 3rd on the
okay.
nation leaderboard.
So
If you're curious.
close enough. Yeah, 45.7. So yeah, actually, yeah. If like between Kuda and Sky, yeah, their pace. Yeah, I think not surprising they are the top 2. I think Stars is something. I don't know. I have no.
Stars. Oh, 46 point. Oh, that's a new time from Sky. 46 flat, pretty much. He beats out Kuda for that number 1 spot. He's still around. He's still 0.3 off of his PB, but that's gonna be a new best time for him. This lobby, he will take the first place off Kuda. So good on
maybe
him.
if it comes down to minute time differences, Sky could might be the difference between Sky Kuda for first place in the seeding. So yeah, great job by Kuda to you know, to kick things off right, because yeah, you wanna get the fastest time on the first map. So maybe if especially, you know, no player is gonna be the fastest in all maps, I don't think, right? I mean, it's possible, but yeah, it's quite I mean, I'd be very surprised if all like the same player gets the top. So especially, you have to take into account the what they're feeling and all that. Some people might have off days, so yeah. So at the moment, as far as I can see, all the players that had 45s in their PBs, they're nowhere near it. So maybe they're just leaving some time on the board for rounds. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, 10 seconds to go.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, sorry, B. Interrupted you there.
It's fine. I mean, even though they're very far off their current personal best, I think it's easy to mention that this map is not very easy to keep gears on. And especially when I was playing it through it myself, there was a lot of, there's definitely a lot of, there's a lot of potential that you can get on this map, and it's very easy to lose a bunch of it. So I think it's pretty understandable that like 46 flats are very impressive. Do not get me wrong, but there's definitely a lot of potential for
I
improvement. It's just very hard to capitalize on it.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I just realized before the times got disappeared from, they changed to the next match is Viscount, right? Apparently Sky got 45-9 just at the last possible second. So yeah, that's good. Sky really leaving it to the last, to get first place on that map. But now we are at yeah, Viscount, yes. I definitely remember the match. Yeah, it's definitely not Mabel. Mabel doesn't look like this. So yeah, Viscount. So yeah, it's an interesting start. I gotta say. Personally, I don't know. Even I have difficulty at the start for something because it's a thin piece of what's it called? Like the
It's like the
billboard.
stadium block. It's the audience thing. It's like the roof the whole audience thing.
Ah,
The
yeah.
crowd is,
So
yeah.
if you oversteer, yep, you're gonna have to respawn. So hopefully Wounds isn't gonna get that messy. I'm sure players have practiced enough to get that underway. So yeah, so let's go through who's in the top of the charts for this map. So yeah, again, as you know, Syntax made this map, so we are expecting Syntax to be around the top 5, but of course Syntax doesn't have any, like, at least from my understanding, at the best time, because yeah, again, Gaming Gamers had a 45-1 and Maji1 had 46-4, 46-1 for Jail1. Just correct me if I'm wrong, babe, because some of this info might be outdated. So yeah, so Early 46-7, Kuda is a 45-3. Yeah, so yeah, don't worry guys. I mean, I also was a bit afraid when I saw Gaming Gamers had a 45-1 and the gap's huge. But yeah, it's just because Kuda started the practice a little bit late. So yeah, Kuda and Sky are separated by 4/10 in the 45. So let's see if anyone can reach 45s just like in the previous map.
Funny thing though, Stars, with that 46.221, it's actually his best time on the map, so he will move up into the top 5 to Indonesian times. That time by Sky 45.78 was set just an hour ago, so it's obvious that these players have been practicing, and it just kind of solidifies that Sky is definitely one of the favorites to win this edition of the cup. If you are not very familiar with the prizes of the Indonesian Cup, I can gladly explain this for you. So the top 4 get part of the prize pool. It's 500,000 in Indonesian rupees. That's around 34 USD. So the first place gets 250,000 Indonesian rupees. The second place gets 150,000. Third gets 75,000, and fourth gets 50,000. That's around 16, 10, 5, and 3 US dollars, respectively. So definitely a lot of money. Definitely a fair bit amount of money for this event. And so that is how the prize pool is going to be
Oh
distributed.
goodness.
I think
Sorry.
I think it makes good sense that like people like Stars and Sky and Kuda, they've been up there. They're gonna be like the favorites for this because considering the past results. So, but you know, that can definitely change, and especially on like a map like this where there's a lot of predictable sections. So, be fun to see how they all do on the in comp.
Yeah, so again, just apologize because yeah, I was somebody had a horn that sounded like some flatulence, so apologies to those who may have been putting this stream on the television. So, and I swear that wasn't me. If anyone's asking in chat, no, that's not me. Oh wait, that's definitely one of the horns that the players use. I swear. So yeah. So apologies if you, yeah, I gotta say I apologize to anyone watching this on the spot because unfortunately I don't know, I don't think there's any like rules of like any horns, weird horns being used.
No,
So I mean, yeah, I don't think they've been vetted at all. So
I do love me some some horn banter though. But no real rules on that type of stuff. Maybe we definitely seen some. There's definitely been some very very interesting horns I've heard.
do
Uh,
you hear like you got some on the India Trackmania Cup that you casted recently, or like
I mean, I if I can name an instance, probably very few of them, but I don't know. We'll see if Indonesia can top the horn game.
nah, I gotta say from my like the previous editions, I think people rarely use it. I think which is why like that player caught me by surprise. I never expected on being used at all during at least qualifications. So no, I'm pretty sure they're a
Well,
very
this is
nice bunch.
funny.
Otherwise, yeah, yeah.
Well,
I
this is
mean,
funny. Hold on.
oh,
Sorry. No, you can keep going.
right. So anyway, guys, yeah, enough of on talk. Let's go to the leaderboards. With 4 minutes. Well, not 4, 5. 45.7 is the fastest time, and that's done by the current favorite Sky.
Yeah.
Stars still with that 46 too. Stars did that pretty early on. So again, that's
Yeah, that was his first. That was his first run on
yeah. I think
the
that's why I call
map.
rising to the top a little bit too quick. Yeah, I get that. Son. Like when I do call the day quali, I get like a very good decent time, and then I just can't improve after that for some
Yeah.
reason. So
Want
yeah,
to mention, that that sky time 45.785. That exactly ties his PB from like an hour before the event. So that's just his personal best, just on the leaderboard right there. And Syntax ended up getting a 46.997, and that puts him top 10 world on this map. So we could see some. So we could definitely. So you know, definitely living it up concedes to the expectations because he is the mapper of this after all. Kuda does only has a 48 flat, and that's kind of interesting to see because his PB is a 45.322. So I'm not exactly too sure why we haven't seen a very good time by him so far, but if he's not able to get a good time into the top one, top two at least very soon, then Sky will actually might actually just be able to secure the first seed like right away.
yeah, that is for sure. Yeah, Kuda seems. I mean, Kuda had been streaming his practice in past few days, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not sure how much he practiced this map. Yeah, but quite clearly he's way off the pace. I mean, we're on his Kuda's point of view right now, and it seems. Yeah, seems to be struggling. I'm not sure if it's just either because he's not been finishing his fast lap. So yeah, we're probably just gonna stick to his point of view because yeah, again, as you mentioned, like one of the favorites not getting a good time on the second map really is not going to be, well, I mean, it's not end of the world. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
going to be at least at the other side of the bracket from what I gathered. Like first and second are definitely not going to be in the same quarterfinal. So ooh, Kuda again making a mistake at the last
Fine.
checkpoint. So yeah, I think the issue is just he's not been finishing.
Yeah, he's not finishing. He would have gotten like a 46 flat, and I would have already put second on the leaderboard. But I think the goal for him right now is to just try to cap Sky, because Sky already has a what, like a .2 advantage on Kuda already. So if Kuda wants any chance of setting getting that #1 seed, then he's gonna have to do something too. As Italy ends up getting the second place with a 46.0195. That beats his current personal best by over 0.3. So very good time for him. That's gonna certainly help him a lot on the leaderboard. Stars still has not managed to improve yet. And that seems to be the only major save so far. But oh, AR Sips ended up gaining a 7th place. That's his personal best with a 49.985. Still a little bit off of offer time. The offer time here is 48.088. But we'll see if you'll be able to you know, maybe get a good time. Maybe even pass Kuda if he's not going to be able to finish in this final minute.
Yeah, there's only 1 minute to go, and Kuda is still in 6th place. And yeah, I think if you were to not know what the map is, if you like, it's a very you'll be very surprised in not seeing Kuda in the top 5. I mean, of course, you know, one of them that is right now is the Author. The 4th place is currently 4th place. So yeah.
Oh, he crashed out. That's it for him. That's gonna be Kuda's time. 48
Yeah,
flat.
30
That's gonna put him way
seconds.
down in the standings. I know he's been having some issues. Some issues that seem out of his control, but a 48 flat. That's gonna really hurt him in the standings. Unless Edsel or Stars can get a very good time last minute, then Sky's just gonna run away with the #1 seeding and that's another 48.5.8 for him. So he's gonna obviously take map #2 as well.
Yep, 2 out of 3 is now to Sky. Unfortunately, my auto director just seems to just show Sky just falling over the last few seconds. So sorry about that. But yeah, that is Sky finishing with 45.7 and Itoli with the 46.095. So yeah, again, like Sky at a class of his own at the moment. So let's see if he can make it 3 with Mabel, which is a repeat of the previous edition. Yeah, as we mentioned earlier on in the cast, yeah, I think the reason well, it's a bit convoluted, but pretty much is like TLDR World Tour maps stage 2 a little bit more difficult than the organizers expected, and so they didn't have a replacement map to fill in the 3rd slot, so they had to bring back Mabel. Apparently, Vasil014 told me it was randomly chosen from uh, the previous edition map, so I think it was a choice between Mabel and well, it's not gonna be the World Tour map that was played in the previous edition, but the name escapes me. But yeah, so it was a 50-50 chance, more or less. So yep, there we go, guys. So we are back at Mabel. So again, it's gonna be from what I gather from the previous edition, it's gonna be like those. It's gonna be about controlling your speed through the very bumpy areas of the map, pretty much. Bit of plastic as well, and yeah, you just gotta hope you keep the line. And the finish is actually very interesting as well, because yeah, I think there are some very interesting lines going towards the finish. So, and I already seen a lot of snipes around, so it's gonna be interesting to see if any of the players have like optimized their lines for this edition.
Yeah, and I guess with like what you mentioned, yeah, this is a repeat map from the last edition, and I think that's fine, and that's completely fine. I think it's very interesting to watch how this map is played, Hada live, but with a 42.968, that's going to be Sky's first time on the leaderboard, followed by Italy and Rezier. I don't think we saw Rezier that much in the last maps.
Well, I
So
did show him briefly, but it was I mean, it was like the last few minutes. So yeah, we can go to Vasil right now. So of course, Vasil now recently left Vobi as the manager. I mean, together with Kuda. Obviously, Kuda is no longer with Vobi as well. So yeah, so Vasil is now with the curse stack again, and with the new skin. Yes, if you just looking at it, it's apparently it's a new skin. So yeah, it looks pretty nice. Not biased at all because I'm a teammate. So so far Vasil has been around the top 6 or 5 for the past 2 maps. So I mean, this is there. It's just in the mid pack so far.
Alright. So while we are here, Rezier here, let's see what their personal best is. They're actually fairly far down in the order. Yeah, 43.049. What he just set was around a second off of his personal best. Current world record is by Gaming Gamus with the 41.562. Kuda is in second place with a 41.669, but we don't even see him in the top 7 right now. But the next one down will be PRL, and it's gonna be Sky, and it should be Majawan. And after that should be the 5, and so far none of them are not even the Sky is even in the top 5 world on this map. He's just barely off of it, but we get to see some time. There is Kuda's 51. He will get the 7 for now, and Syntax being in the top 5, that's a good spot for him to be in there too.
Yeah, Kuda is actually gonna get a new PV, and wow, I mean, I guess being a VP man, I think Kuda might be doing a bit better because that's a 42-4 and into the first place. A good recovery from the former Vobi player, and as soon as I say that, he crashes out in the next one. So yeah, good job. Yeah, I just realized Leviathan's I guess not playing either. I just realized that, so oops. Yeah, so
No, well, there's still a lot. Well, there can definitely be a lot of players that are still in the second server that we may not know.
I'm pretty sure he just
So
asked it. I'm definitely 100% positive it's just asked it. I remember him being the only one in server 2 for the previous edition as well. So yeah, so I think we should have 8 players still, even with the with all these absentees. So I mean, it's not end of the world. It's just that yeah, it's a bit of a shame that for this edition, I'm assuming it's because of the 8 the 8 festivities still going on, because it just happened last week. So yeah, some of the players on here, and as I already mentioned, some of the people like Mil and Jovan, right? They had a few personal things as well, so yeah, they are unable to make it as a result.
Alright. Well, looking at the stands again, looks like Etsely is currently in 3rd place. We saw Macaroni. That's the first time I think we've seen him in a bit. He's currently in 7th position, but right now, yeah, no 41s yet. Maybe we're in the second half of the final map of the seeding. And we're still waiting for maybe a 41 to potentially show up, but right now Kuda and Sky are the closest people to have only the 2 people right now to have a 42. We got Boeing and Stars around the middle, representing. I think both of them are. Yeah, both of them are. Well, no, only no. Stars is representing Rotor, and Etsely is representing Equinox.
Yeah, Equinox.
Equinox, if I'm correct. Kuda improved again to a 42 flat, so he's getting closer to that 41 mark. And but this is actually regardless, Sky is currently in that 2nd place, and because Kuda didn't get a good run on the last map, then I think Sky already has the 1st place. I think it's going to be really about who's going to get those like higher seeds, like who's going to have the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. If Kuda can actually get a very impressive time here, he might be able to find himself in that top 3 seeding. But being like 2.5 seconds behind Sky in that 2nd map really hurt his chances a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends how the competition tour arranges these players. Because as far as I can calculate, if it's only 8 players, 8 competitors, I think we discussed it before the stream. There'll be at least 2 matches. They have 2 players only,
We
right?
have
So it'd be like a 1v1 kind of thing,
yeah, but
and
we have
it might be yeah, I mean, but it could be I don't know, it depends how they put the seed. They put like a higher seed with a lower seed in each of those 2 player matches. It might be, we may not be wanting to witness that, because yeah, it might be a blowout for sure.
we have 9. Yeah, we have 9 players though.
Oh, 9. Okay,
Currently, yeah,
so
we have 9 players on server 1 of set a time. So we're at least gonna have at least one server where there at least are 3 people.
yeah.
Like that's gonna be the match to watch, depending on who is definitely in there. Because how this works is this is a single elimination format. So the top 16 in the seeding move on into our quarterfinals. There's gonna be 4 servers, 4 players each. You have to get into the top two to advance. To advance, I think the point limit is 70, and the 100, and it's going to be 100 for grand finals. But there's a semifinals afterwards with 8 players. The top two from 2 servers move on there, and then you have your final four, where as I mentioned, 100 points and a finalist edition. But should be very interesting to see how this all plays out with such a small batch of people.
Yeah, and with the I think did we mention the points limit is not even 100? I think the qualifying and semifinals are only 70. So the matches,
Yeah.
if it does happen that there will have be 2 players, it might. I don't know. It could be quite fast. I think if it was 2 players and it's 70 points. Yeah, if the player, any one player just finishes first all the time, I think their match will finish quite quickly. I assume so. Yep.
Well, Well, we'll see where. Well, we'll see where everybody places as everyone is gaining their last couple of runs in. I think Sky is currently in a bit of a run right now. He's around, yeah. Oh, he's around point 0.2 behind Kuda. So he can definitely get a good time here if he's very he's very careful with that end. And it's not gonna. He's still gonna get a secured seed 1. Sure, this will leave him with a little bit of good practice as he goes into finish. 42.6. That was not going to be the end of the seating for him. Is anybody still going? Maybe Rezier. Rezier, a little bit too far behind to do anything. Maybe someone like Stars. No, and I think with that, as we count down the final seconds, that will be it for the seeding. With the 9 players in here, maybe some more in the server 2. That is going to be end of the seeding. Kuda wins map 3 with a time of 42.058. Sky takes second with 42.47, and Italy takes it with 42.822.
Yeah, also special mention to Mercy actually getting a top 5 for the just for the save the best for last, as they say. So a good job by the curse player. And yep, that is it for qualification. So I think from past experience, the matches should start very soon. So let me just no, I okay. You guys didn't see that. I'm not being qualified. Don't worry about that. But yeah, let's see if the we can get straight into qualifiers. Yes, we have. So the thing is, usually we'll have to look at Trackmania IO to see the matches. But Bray, are you on Trackmania IO right now? I think. Let's
Yeah, I
see.
am.
Yeah, let's. I think they
You
should
want?
have the matches. So
I'll gladly pull them up right ahead for you. So um with that out of the way, we have our 4 servers. Server 1 contains Aerosip, Sky, and Boeing. Server 2 contains Cuda and Macaroni. Server 1 contains Syntax and Italy, and Server 4 contains Rezier and Star. So we are correct on the 9 players, just 9 players turning out today. And I think with only one server having more than 3 people, I think it. And honestly, looking through these lineups, I think I think the one with 3 players with Sips, Sky, and Bowen is going to be the most interesting map. So maybe we can jump into that real quick. It'll be interesting to see how all these players play in their matches, even though almost all of them are guaranteed to move on into the semifinals. But should be interesting to see where we can, maybe from those results, we can have a little bit of context of like where all these players are when it comes to actual pace.
Yep, that's for sure. Okay, so okay, we are into that match. So I guess we'll be casting the match between Alsip, Sky, and Boeing. So here we are. So we decided to forgo the break because as you can clearly tell, warm-up's already beginning. So yeah, so I think it's safe to say that Sky would most likely qualify, but that doesn't mean, so it's more of like who's gonna be the second player to go through the semifinals way, Arsips and Boeing. So what are your predictions? Like who's gonna be the second player going through?
Well, I'm not very too familiar with RSIPs. This could be one of the first of maybe one of their very few appearances in the cup. Maybe it could be even their first. And that's always very glad to see. Always very glad to see players like that join in on this event. But Boeing has had already a little bit of tournament experience before, so it's most
Um,
likely that he will have the more of a chance to move on into that semifinals. But now that we're underway, currently he hasn't even started the map yet, and AR Sips is actually in a very clear second place, around like 10 seconds ahead of Bowen, so that's a good couple of points for him. Sky is currently leading the way right now, going into this reactor section. But I think all eyes are on AR Sips right now, as Bowen is very, very far behind. AR Sips can get a little bit of practice in and practice on this reactor part, as Sky takes it with the 46.11 188. Bowen is still very far behind. He actually might not be able to finish. AR Sips, if he's able to get into this finish right here, then he will have the chance to should be able to finish, but he just barely has the speed to make it to the finish, and that's an easy 7 points for him.
Yep. Unfortunately, Boeing did not make it. Well, I mean, he did start it quite late, so 0 points for the first round, which is not gonna be good because, as we said, Sky is expected to dominate this match. So Asis, I think judging from the previous, his previous runs, hits the wall. So Arceus is actually the underdog here because I think Boeing in some maps is a little bit fast. As soon as I see that Boeing also makes a slight error, so it's not Arceus is not out of the question just yet. But then he also had to release on that turn. So yeah, Boeing is still in good hands to get these 7 points. But will that first round hurt him? Who knows, but we'll see. As Sky will be able to finish with 46-3 in a decent time, and Boeing hits the wall, and that allows us his finish. No, he does not. He had to respawn. He has to respawn. But Boeing doesn't have the speed. Like, unfortunately, there's something about this respawn, and now both players are now struggling to finish. Us is going for the slow-mo finish, and no one is able to finish. Unfortunate for the two players. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely a bit of a chaotic start to start this quarterfinal. Sky already has a perfect 20 points. He's 2 for 2 in this round. Let's see if he can make it 3 for 3. It's off to a very good start with a very good I guess what you can call it, like a little bit of a kind of like a mini quarter pipe right there. AR Sips hits the wall, and Boeing has a really weird line into that third section, but he will still maintain his lead ahead of Sips in that second place. Sky is currently pulling away big time. He's going to be around 2 seconds behind. Ahead into this checkpoint, and he will make it. Boeing gets in that second place, and Sky will take it again with a 46.188. I think that's exactly that's exactly the time he set in the first round of this. Boeing gets a good second place, so that will be good for him to catch up. It's Sips hits the finish again. He has to get in here if he wants to at least maintain a
Oh
little bit of his lead, but
no.
no, he won't.
He
And that
should.
means Boeing and Sips will be tied 7 to
Wow.
7.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think when he had 5 seconds that he could have gone for the safe win at that point. But well, I mean, I can't fault the player's desire to get that risky because it is. I did play it personally, and it is quite hard to sometimes aim for it. Even I myself missed the finish sometimes, but well, at least it didn't hurt. Now both the top two, sorry, the bottom two, I should say, are still on 7 points. So Sky looking again to finish in first place will be up to already to 40 points, only 30 points away from the points limit. Arsip's already very far behind. So I think unless Sky might fall into a bit of complacency, but so far he's been very professional. Okay, well, I was gonna say he almost missed the finish there, but he manages to dip a wheel into the biscuit fin and will take first place. That's a new BB best time for this match, by the way. So 46-0. Boeing finishes second, and Alcid should be finishing. Yep, just in the nick of
Yeah.
time.
Seems like the issue for Sips in there is that he's going too high off of that ramp. He's not going to the right enough when he's gonna exit on that. So he just barely misses the finish every time, and that's gonna hurt him. That's gonna hurt him a lot. But we're on to upside down Poland, so definitely a bit of a change there, and this could be where Road Tour will be able to start pulling away from Sips. We haven't really seen too much of Sips on this map, but we'll see. We'll just have to see how this all plays out. It's still very close, still very early. And with Sky pulling away, it just leaves a lot up to desire for the two other Indonesian players. But we'll see. We'll just see how this plays out.
Yep. Again, I would expect Sky to be dominating this match as well, considering that he pretty sure he finished first on this one as well. I believe this was the map that I think Kuda was struggling, or was it Viscon? I think it was Viscon actually, wasn't it? It was the previous map. Yeah, it was the previous map that Kuda saw. Yeah, I think Kuda on this one got second. So yeah, I don't think it'd be very surprising if Sky were to just suddenly lose all his performance just for this match. So anyway, let's go and start off another 4 rounds of Upside Down Poland. I know, very apt name. Because it technically means Indonesia. So let's see if Arsip's. Oh, what just happened to Boeing? Boeing just got
He hit the checkpoint.
I see. Okay, hitting the checkpoint isn't gonna be a great start for Boeing. So, and then Arsis decides to.
Oh, they both hit the same corner, and now they're both low.
Yeah, that is. Oh dear, that's it is very chaotic at the front. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, Sky respawn as well.
Yeah, Sky respawns and Sips in the lead, but he crashes the wall.
What is
Sky
happening?
does the same as well.
My goodness.
What is going on?
I gotta say, I think the completion that we thought about is already creeping in for Sky, because I don't know, maybe just making this match a little bit interesting. But now, just like that, Sky is still here, and I don't think with a much easier finish, he's gonna take 10 points. After all that, Asip second and Boeing third. Yep.
So sorry to rob you around there, but that was a very interesting round to start off this map right here. You thought for the time being, like, everyone was kind of leading there, but with that second place, Bowen and Arceps are right back tied at second place, and
19.
now Sky, and Sky is only 2 wins away from. He's currently 5 for 5 right now in this map. Arceps is currently a little bit behind, around half a second behind Bowen, but Bowen crashed out. He has to respawn, and now we'll put Arceps into second place, even though he had a bad crash transition. Bowen had another bad transition, so he'll even be further behind. This is really good for Arceps, and if he's going to be able to finish in that second place, then that'll just make it way easier for Arceps to be able to maybe even close it out in second place. But Sky gonna definitely try his best to close out that first place. with a 46.2. He will take another first place. He'll be 6 for 6 in this match, and Arsips will take that second place. That's going to be a very well needed 7 points for him. And with that, the gap might potentially start between Arsips and Boeing.
Yep. Arsips now 2 points ahead of Boeing for that last qualification place into the semifinal. So yeah, as you said, Sky. Oh, what's happened? Arsips has disconnected. Give me a second. I mean that's, we can't really pause it. I mean, we are not the admin, so any disconnection, unfortunately, I don't think, I don't know, referees may or may not be able to pause it, but that's a shame because Arsips had that 2 points advantage and now he's gonna lose out a lot. Oh, there you go. Arsips just reconnected back. But yeah, Sky now looking to get 70 points right now as Boeing flies out of that plastic section. But I think because Arsips with this kind, I think I'm sure, surely he will finish, right? I mean, he had 15 seconds. So yeah, Sky should be able to get this one in the bag for that finalist mode. There we go. Boeing has 16 seconds. I mean, it was short second, but surely he can finish it. Oh no. Wait, oh, what's happened? That was a weird bunch of inputs by Boeing, because that means he is not going to be able to capitalize. Or is that maybe a form of sportsmanship? Maybe, but right now it's just allowing Sky to comfortably get into finals mode.
I mean, yeah, fair enough for him to for him to not finish, but that just means he'll still be behind Arsips for the time being. Boeing crashes out, and now will put Arsips into the lead. Also, and for Sky, all he needs to do is to just get this first place and lock himself a spot into that semifinals. But Arsips right now, a little bit behind, but Boeing's even more behind. He's around 2 seconds. He's around 2 seconds deficit over to Arsips. He's around 5 seconds behind Sky. So Sky can take it pretty easy, and he will be able to, in going 8 for 8, he will lock in this first. He will be able to lock in that first spot for the semifinals, right into the finish line. That is a 46.3, pretty very good time right there, and that will secure his spot into the first place. But right now, I think Boeing is very far behind right now. Arsips, if he's able to close it out in these final seconds, then he will get another
we make it.
second place. 3, 2, 1. It's gonna be super close. We get it, and just barely. He gets 7 points, and now we'll put him 9 ahead of Boeing.
Yeah, that was a key finish from Arsips that just, I think it was probably like less than a second spec, because I'm pretty sure I saw the timer go down to 0 before the wheel hit the finish. But that, as you saw, Sky is through to the semifinals. So congrats to the Asia Overdrive driver. Yes, I know, 2 drives in a row, yes. But yeah, it's now up to Arsips and Boeing to decide who will be the second player to go along with Sky. So we are well, this is the first time we on Mabel, right? Am I wrong?
Yep. Yeah, this is your first time.
Yeah, this is the first time, so yeah, it's gonna be a little bit chaotic because yeah, at the moment, I think it seems like the seeding got a bit because these two are, I think they were behind, they were like around 6 or 7, I think. I'm not sure how they balance it out, but yeah, North, it's gonna be a matter of who will crash less, I think. So, but Arsips that has the buffer for to, you know, to compensate that.
It'd be a very close match if they were close at all in seeding right here. I don't know how clean both of these players will drive this map. This map is fairly difficult to get down smoothly, but I think it just sets up for a little bit more of a pretty close map. So we're starting off on the first round of this. Boeing got a pretty good line in that third section, so he will take a little bit of an early lead. It's really going to be down. So yeah, it's, as you mentioned, it's really down who's going to crash less, who's going to be more consistent, and both of them crash on the same section. But Arsips got it a lot better, so he will actually get a little bit of a chance to overtake on this. But oh, he goes for the tight line. That's not what you're supposed to do there. He's going to try to compensate with that plastic line. It did not seem to work out for him. Boeing right now still currently in the lead, gain a little bit of weird transitions, but he still has around half a second up on R-Sips, and if he gets into the finish right there,
Oh.
he will. R-Sips will go into the safe finish, but that at least will be a secured 7 points for him.
Yeah, I think yeah, Asis maybe like that whole qualification he may have not even done the whiskey fin at all. So I think I don't remember Asis being in the previous edition because yeah, I think this is definitely I think but Boeing definitely was. So definitely the experience starting to show the difference between actually playing a map for one edition versus like a first timer. So well, I was gonna say that, but then Boeing decides to fly out and respawn, so Arcee is now taking the lead. So yeah, Arcee is with did Arcee hit the wall now? Goodness me. Okay, so well, Arcee could have taken advantage, but now Boeing now has quickly overtaken Arcee. So it's a matter of who will keep their noses clean yet again into the last jump. I would say here. Okay, a little bit sketchy line from Boeing, but he maintains the speed into the finish. Is Asis gonna go for the safe pin again? Yes, and yeah, that's as a result. Again, the difference being experienced, and that's now 3 points gained by Boeing on this one.
And I want to mention because of how the point system is, if Boeing wins again in R-Sips ties, that against the second place, and they'll be tied with 54 to 54, or going into the next round. But Bowen flies out again, and that gives R-Sips another very good opportunity to take back that lead. Bowen having a little bit of struggles on these platform parts. If R-Sips is able to keep it clean, he has around 3 seconds advantage on Bowen. If he's able to at least maybe go for a risky fin attempt, and now will give him a chance to gain a little bit of that lead back. He's keeping it smooth for the time being, but he has to respawn, and that
Oh
will give
dear.
Bowen a very good chance to take the lead again, and he does. All he has to do is to get into that risky fin first, and he will have the advantage. But yeah, he just barely just flies over. That's still the first place he needed to tie the matchup.
Yeah, Boeing seems to be like struggling on that part of the section, but yeah, I think it's only been helped by the fact that yeah, Asif seems to be struggling throughout the map. So yeah, I think definitely something Boeing would have to work on for the next match. If he does go through that is, I mean, it's still hard to say because we are now both players are now on 54 points. So again, it's a matter of who will make their first mistake. Can Boeing okay go into that section? Okay, Boeing doesn't fly out this time. So Asif has all to do now because yeah, as we see so far, Asif's yeah, not really the fastest guy around this map at least. So yeah, already a second, almost 2 seconds in fact, between Boeing Asif now in the middle portion of the map. Boeing just needs to make sure not to make any mistakes a little bit. Oh yes, a respawn. He hits the sausage block there, and Asif is actually gonna can maintain this lead though, because he's probably gonna go for the safe in. How far is Boeing? Is still there, actually 7 seconds. So yep, the safe in will do just nicely for Asif, and that means it will be back up to 3 points. Unless Boeing can Boeing even finish. Boeing's I don't know what's happened to Boeing. Boeing is still at that last jump, struggling. Okay, he finally makes it through, but it's not enough time. There's only 3 seconds. He is not gonna get that 7 points, and that is a huge point swing to 10 points between Arceus and Boeing.
That round, I was not expecting going to not finish, but that is very good. That is going to be very good for R-Sips, because even if he gets second in the first round of this, he'll still be a finalist, and all he needs to do is just win the next one, closing out Road Tour. Basically he's going to have to win 2 rounds in a row to even get finalist himself. So it's going to be a lot harder of a journey to him. But right now, this map, this could really be favoring R-Sips to secure that second place spot to get into the semifinal. So we actually have a pretty interesting scenario on our hands here. It's going to really be down to if R-Sips can deny Bowen as many points as he possibly can, and it's going to and for Bowen it's going to be, can he deny R-Sips any first place so that he will get to finalists with themselves in two rounds time. And if if RSIPs at least gets a first place, and it only makes it harder on Boeing.
Yeah, but the thing is, since we are back at this map for the second time, I think so far what we observe is Assets actually a little bit struggle at times with this map, and especially at the finish. I think he didn't finish a few rounds, so I would actually say Boeing might have the upper hand. But as you say, Assets will, no matter what, will get the final spot first. But here we go. Let's see. I mean, there's still a point in case of whether any of these players will even finish, because yeah, so far they've not been the most consistent players in the Indonesia Trackmania community, and already Boeing making a mistake at the quarter pipe, half pipe. Sorry, my pipes.
Is it quarter pipe?
Quarter pipe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to confuse it with skateboard
It's like a
terms.
mini thing. The
Yeah, it's a
the
mini
water
thing.
slide
Yes.
out. Yeah, mini thing.
Yeah,
What about a
but
water slide out by a little bit of a with a little bit of a water slide out by RSIPs? Bowen will actually take a little bit of a lead and going into this finish. He has to get this finish if he wants to get the maximum
oh
points
dear.
possible, and he misses. RSIPs is just going to go for the safe in, and it's going to be very close, but no, Bowen misses the finish again, and with that, RSIPs deny Bowen the 10 points that he
Oh
desperately
no.
needs, and he'll be a finalist himself.
Boeing.
Can
Come on.
Bowen finish?
Oh, there we go.
8-7 he does. Alright, so he will get 61 points, but RSIPs is going to be a finalist. If he wins the next round, then and this match will be over. But if Bowen gets the first place, then we will have a double final situation.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. So yeah, pretty much what Arceus will need is a repeat of whatever happened just now. And he's hoping that Boeing will miss it. But Boeing doesn't make that early mistake this time, so it's a pretty good momentum carry through this, because Arceus does struggle on the water part. So okay, Arceus okay, still decent, only half a second behind. Auto player Boeing seems to have hit the wall on the left hand side, so Arceus has more speed into this weight plastic section here. Who's gonna turn in better here? Arceus with a better line, no air time, and that's gonna throw he out. He manages to save it, but that is allowing Boeing a clean one through the finish. Will he get the finish? Risky Fin on the first try. Here we go. No, he does not. Where is Arceus? Arceus is still nowhere. He's going for the safe fin, and Boeing did the right thing this time, going for the safe fin before Arceus reaches that final checkpoint. And that will be double finalist mode for Boeing and Arceus. It's all or nothing.
I'm sure that both players. I'm sure that this is not the situation that they wanted to be in. They both struggled a lot on this map, and as we are entering our final round of risk on, and it is going to be an all or nothing situation. Who will secure that second and final spot into the semifinals? Starting off on this little mini section right there, Boeing gets it very good, so he will be around a second ahead of RSIPs. Go into this water section, he's keeping it very clean so far right now. I think the main thing to pay attention to is going to be the end section. Should you go for the risky fin or should you go for the safe fin? It's really, you've seen both players struggle a
Oh
lot on there, but
no.
RSIPs messes up the reactor section. So that will give Bone a massive advantage in terms of time save. And all he has to do is just get one risky fin, maybe go twice, but no, he's going to go for the safe, and with that, will secure Boeing's spot into the semifinals. And even though RSIPs got into that finalist position first, he he will not be able to move on into the semifinals, so he will be out in 9th place.
Yep, GG to Boeing. I mean, at least he knew when he had that I was gonna say 6.6 second buffer. He just wanted to finish, and he did by going for the safe fin first. And therefore, from this match, Sky and Boeing will go through to the semifinal. Congratulations to oh my god, I lost the name already. Hello, Asips. Yeah, there you go. Unfortunately, Asips, despite reaching the finals mode first, is out of the competition. So I think we will be done. I think this was the last match to finish, I believe. Right?
Hmm.
Oh no, there's one more
Well,
match. Let's join in. There is one more match actually. Second one.
ooh.
What can you repeat? Could you recite the players in second one?
So
Oh,
that second match is going to be
oh,
between Kuda and Macaroni. Now, both of these players will automatically
all right.
move
Okay,
on. It's just
so
about who,
yeah, so
just
yeah,
about
Kuda
who.
was first and Macaroni was second. Yeah, I literally just went in and it just finished. So yeah,
Ah,
I think that's a good time to pause for now. We'll be taking a 5 minute break and we'll probably start with the semifinals unless the organizers decide to push the semifinals start earlier. But yeah, anyway, guys, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back. we're back with the semifinals of the Indonesian Trackmania Cup. I think if you're just joining us, we watched the only three-player match. Am I right? Really, only three-player match that we had
Yep.
in the quarterfinals between Sky, Boeing, and wow, the name escapes me again. Arsips. There you go. So obviously, if you want to know, Sky did make it through quite comfortably, obviously, as the first seed. But yeah, it was kind of very close between Boeing and Arsis, which unfortunately Arsis is already out of the competition because Boeing was the second player to get into the semifinals. So, and now I think we're gonna at least see Boeing once more again because now we have definitely a four-player semifinal now. Could you describe the other opponents, Bray, other than Boeing?
Well, after watching that the finals match, we have now have like our two full semifinal matchups. So we are going to see Bowen again, but we will also be seeing Rezier, Italy, and Kuda in server in the server we'll be watching today. The other server contains Stars, Syntax, Sky, and Macaronis, who will be fighting out for a top 2 in that position. So we have a full lobby for our semifinals. The top 2 advance to our grand final, where we have our top 4 prize distribution. It'll be a very interesting match to watch because of how seeding went. All of them are really close right now. Kuda didn't have a great of a second map up, and people like Rezier here in Italy had a really great third and first maps. So I think it could be fairly close between all 4 players.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I think now we can see the concept of like players, like they have certain favorite maps, right? So like, yeah, as you say, Italy was actually in the top 5 for at least 2 of the 3 maps, and Kuda was definitely struggling on Riskan, right? So yeah, it's gonna be we're gonna have to see how Kuda will cope with it. Or as they say, Kuda might be sandbagging. I think. You never know, because Kuda, I'm gonna assume Kuda probably just did not practice that map as much as the other 2 maps. But yeah, just to reiterate the maps that we have for tonight's ITC. Yeah, as mentioned, the map Viscan is by Syntax, who is actually in the other semifinal. Upside Down followed by Lint. Yep, that's a great name, I gotta say, because it literally means Indonesia. And again, we have Mabel for the second edition in a row, because apparently TLDR World Tour Stage 2 matches are a bit difficult for the average Indonesian player. So yeah, they had to bring back. They had no replacement, so they had to bring back Mabel again.
But Maple is a fairly good map to watch, especially in rounds, especially with the quarterfinal match that we ended up watching. That pretty much tied it up and almost decided how the quarterfinals match we watched concluded. But hopefully it'll be a little bit closer between these 4 players. I mean these 4 are very good to watch. I think we should just hop into that server right now. We're almost ready to start. We have about a minute left till that match is set to begin. Do you have any predictions on, out of the 4, who actually might win this?
Well, yes, I mean, I think the favorite's definitely Kuda for sure, because I mean, he was. I mean, definitely, because I mean, just because he struggled with Viscons, I mentioned, it doesn't mean he can improve. Because sometimes, just like in Call of the Day, some people are slow learners, and therefore they just like, oops, send back. And that's why if you notice in the Call of the Day server, sometimes they'd be like, oh my god, why do you? Well, you should have been a higher div. Why? I mean, they'll be accusing these so-called like smurfs that they didn't like. Why you joining late and all that. But of course, I digress. The slow learners are a thing. I mean, I'm one of them. So we'll see how Kuda can do better on Viscan for sure. But yeah, Kuda definitely favored. In terms of who will get the second second place spot, I think it's definitely between Italy and Brazil. Boeing, I think was, I think, what we saw from the period was a little bit inconsistent. I mean, I don't know what happened in Italy with series matches, but I would say Boeing definitely might be the person in fourth. So it's definitely gonna be a battle between Italy and Brazil for the second spot.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. I think it's a good thing for since it seems to be starting on Maple. We're gonna be let's just check how the records are between them. So the record right now is the fastest person in this lobby is gonna be Kuda with a 41.669, and then it's followed up by Italy with a 42.822. Seems like he got a PB during that quarterfinals finals with Rezier. Speaking of Rezier, he has the next fastest time with a 43.049, but Bowen is not that far behind with a 43.065. So I think the best thing for people like Bowen and Rezier to do is maybe like hope for inconsistencies from like Kuda and uh, Italy, and then they can definitely take really good advantage. Give them a lot of good points.
Yep. And we are already up to the start of the semi-final too. Mabel will be our first map, so definitely a different map order from what we've seen from the quarterfinals. So at the moment, Kuda, Italy actually neck and neck at the front, followed by Wasil and Boeing, half a second down. So actually, definitely the gaps are definitely much closer now that we have a 4-player lobby. Kuda and Italy now neck and neck by a tenth, or should I say 2/10 almost. So, but definitely, as long as Kuda doesn't make a mistake at the finish, it should be 10 points for Italy. Italy with a slightly slower approach and even almost allowing Vasil to sneak in, but ends up that anyway. Will Boeing finish? Let's have a look. He has 8 seconds to go. I think he might be. He should be able to get into the risky finish. Oh wait, no, never mind. No, he's not. Nah, he's not. It's unfortunate for Boeing. So only 3 of the 4 players get the first points.
Not a good start for Bowen, and know he went all wrong in the risky fin for Italy, but he was able to secure that second spot. But oh, Rezier got a slow start, so he will be behind pack for the time being. Kuda currently leading the way. Bowen is actually keeping up with Italy, and Italy clips on the platform section, so he has to respawn. Bowen also has to respawn, and instantly Rezier finds himself into that second place. Just a little bit behind Kuda. Kuda is slowly pulling away, though. It's going to really be between who's going to get that second and fourth place, unless Kuda misses the risky fin. All he has to do is just get in there. Now it's another easy 10 points for him, and he does get it. Rezier gets a well-needed second place ace, and Italy's actually going to go for the safe fin. I think he saw yet enough time ahead of Bowen to go ahead and do that, so he will get a third place right there. And I don't know if Bowen would be able to finish, and I don't think he just won't
No,
be able to.
barely
And with
not.
that, Italy and Rezier is still tied for that second place.
Yeah, not Boeing somehow struggling. I'm not sure. Is it because of the short break time? But yeah, considering that this was the last match that he played on the previous match, it's a bit why Boeing's kind of struggling. But either way, on to round number 3. Italy making an early mistake, allowing Vasil to hold on to second base. Boeing actually not that far behind Vasil at the moment. Kuda obviously at the front by, oh, wow, almost a second already between Kuda and the cursed player. So it's all up to Vasil. So Boeing had to respawn, and that allowing Italy to get back up to third place. But yeah, it should be another 10 points for Kuda with a new best time of 42.5. Versus second, Italy third, and will Boeing be able to finish? Doesn't look like it. 60. There was a 14-second gap, so yeah, not looking good for the Warlord player. Cause oh wait, he did finish. Oh wow, just in the nick of time. Wow.
Yeah, he almost wasn't able to finish for a third time in a row, but he got those very well needed 3 points, and definitely very early in the match. Actually, 14 points behind behind the third place. It's not that too bad of a thing, but for such a low point limit with 70, and Kuda actually messes up, so he will be in the back right now. It's actually very close between Italy, Boeing, and Rezier, but Italy is currently leading the way with Boeing not too far behind. Kuda found himself back into the pack again. He's going to try his absolute hardest to make it out
Oh
into
dear.
the first place, but he messes up. Boeing has to do a respawn. Rezier and Italy in that top 2 position with really no one else behind them. Italy's going to go into the finish, and he does get the first place, and Rezier gets a well-needed second place, but with that, Italy will take back the lead for the second place. Boeing will go into the safe and they get a well-needed 8 points, and Kuda really finishing with the 4th place, so he will not go 4 for 4 this time.
Yeah, that's first time we've seen the favorite not going a clean 40 points. So yeah, I mean, I think I for me, as I've been following the scene quite a lot, yeah, Kuda sometimes tend to make mistakes in certain ones, so he's not as consistent as we all think he is. So yeah, unfortunately, I mean, it still has what was that, 6 points ahead of Italy, but he definitely
Mhm.
should not be doing that many mistakes in the early rounds for sure. But yeah, as it stands, Kuda again 6 point gap. Italy was still as expected, close to one another in that for that second place battle, and Boeing with that single digit 8 points.
So Uh, and going into this map, it just might not gonna get any easier for Boeing. We see him struggle a lot on this. This is actually where Arsips was actually able to take like a great lead on him, and it's almost could have secured him the semifinal spot that Bowen is in right now. We've seen Kuda do fairly well on this. Same goes for Italy. Rezier is going to be a little bit of a mixed bags, but he's gonna have to keep it close with Italy if he wants to have a chance semifinalist spot. But there's definitely been a lot of struggles on this even from the quarterfinals. So that trend could continue into this match, but with the whole new match of players, we'll just see how they all fare out.
Yep, it's a clean slate, so let's see how these players will do on upside down Poland. Italy actually going ahead for a brief second, but Kuda now, wow, I was gonna say Kuda was gonna take the hit and decides to hit the wall on the right hand side, and Devil drops down to 3 spot. Looks like Boeing is still struggling on this map, but Kuda, no wait, Kuda is still behind Boeing. Wow, this is very surprising. But now Vasil and Italy challenging for the lead, but looks like Italy. Ooh, that's a very big slowdown from the Equinox player, and therefore Vasil, of all people, might just get a first place in a semi-final. That is going to be very good news for the Curse player, and does so with aplomb. That's a 3-second gap between him and Italy, and Italy actually allowing Kuda. Wow, Kuda a little bit sketchy on that finish, but Kuda still recovers to get second, and then Boeing bringing out the rear with yet another 3 points.
Very good news for Rezier to get up the first place, and this is it only makes it better that Italy ended up losing that second place position to Kuda, because that puts him down Italy even further down into that third place right there. But Bowen now has double-digit points, so it's still not completely out of the lead yet. Italy currently taking that lead, but he will slowly be passed by Kuda. Kuda's going to go for that tight line. I think that's where he made his mistake last round, but currently he gets it, but Kuda hits the wall. He has to do a respawn, and so far Italy is in the lead with Rezier not too far behind. Bowen is a fair bit behind. Same goes for Kuda, but Bowen might actually be able to get the secured third place if he keeps that clean. But right now, Italy is around half a second ahead of Rezier. All he has to do is just get into that safe finish, and he will be almost tied with Rezier again. Both of them get it clean, but Italy was just a little bit faster.
Yeah, that is quite the surprise. Kuda actually finishing last in a semi-final. I mean, again, we did highlight his inconsistency, and for some reason, I kind of expected him to struggle a little bit more with but even in upside down Poland, he's been showing very not the greatest of consistency. Sorry, I'm mixing up my words there. So yeah, very worrying news, because now we are actually seeing a three-way battle for the lead actually. This is quite surprising at the moment. I think no one expected this. As soon as I said that, there's already a respawn by Vasil, and now it's up to Italy to try to stop Kuda. So it looks like status quo might be re-established again unless Kuda makes another error here. But we are already at the last few turns. So should I say the last sector of the this map? So looks like Kuda should have this one covered this time around. No, he does not. He hits the last turn on the left-hander, and that allows Italy to somehow get 10 points. And Vasil will get the third place. I don't think Boeing. No, Boeing can finish. But yeah, I got no words.
Bowen finished. Oh man, but with that was yeah, with Rezier and Bowen crashing out very early, they both had to double respawn. That just allowed Etzli to take a massive lead, and with that, Etzli actually takes the lead ahead of Kuda in this round. So it's gonna be a 4-point gap now between the three key players. And Kuda crashes out again. Same goes for Boeing. So Etzli will take the lead with Rezier not too far behind. This is all going massively wrong for Kuda in this map right here. Etzli currently still leading the way. Rezier hits the wall. That could give a little bit of opportunity for Kuda to go into the thing, and Rezier's slow, so that means Kuda will take the second, will go into that second place. Etzli has a far lead ahead of everyone else in this lobby right now. All he has to do is keep it clean, but he hits the checkpoint. Kuda hits the corner too. So both him and Kuda will be slow, but Etzli will still get the first place with Kuda with the needed second place. Rezier tried to snipe at the end, but he was just too far behind. And with that, the gap only grows between the top three players. Boeing will just be able to finish, I believe. And with that, that will give him up to 22 points.
That was probably one scale rounds, which is something you shouldn't really be seeing in a little bit high stake match like a semi-final. But again, I'm not sure what Kuda is, as they say, cooking. But right now, Kuda's is very shaky. I've never seen him this shaky at all. Like the past two editions I've casted, I've never seen Kuda being this inconsistent as well. And it's not gonna get any easier, because what we see from qualification, Kuda only had the seventh best time, right, on Viscount. So yeah, let's see if Kuda can get his bearings right, because if not, he might not even get into top 2. We'll see. It depends how Vasil and Itoli will take advantage. But yeah, this is a very surprising semifinal so far, B.
And I think this will be the match where actually I think this will be the map where everything is decided off. It's gonna be a hard ride for Kuda, because we know he didn't place a very good time during the eating phase of this, and all Italy needs to do is get a first place this round, and he will already have a secured finalist position. And Kuda and Rezier are not too far behind, so they're gonna have to push as hard as they can, maybe even deny Italy the finalist this round. But as we are now underway, all these players have definitely one thing on their mind. It's just going to be getting into that top 2 placement. Boeing can play devil's advocate and try to deny as many points off of these players as possible, but he's almost out of the running. And right now, who was that just crashed it out?
Kuda.
I think that was Kuda. Yes, that was Kuda. That was Kuda that crashed it out, and now it leaves Etzli and Rezier in that first place position. Etzli ended up crashing out himself, but so that means Rezier will take the lead, but not by too much. Etzli and Rezier are very close behind. Boeing and Kuda are in their own little battle right now. Etzli seems to get a little bit better off that reactor section. He will be slowly catching up to Rezier as we are going into this final drift right here. Etzli currently takes the lead. Let's see if they will both go for the risky, and they both will. And with that, Etzli knocks himself a finalist position, and Rezier gets a well-needed second place right there. Kuda takes third place, and Boeing will take fourth. With that, Italy will get into that finalist position. Rezier will be on 60 points, and Kuda will be at 62.
Yeah, as we all for Kuda and Vasil, that is not good, because now Italy is into finalists. And I just gotta say, Italy's final turn was very good, because with that title line, he managed to get the right speed ahead of Brazil, and with that reaches the Whiskey Fin first by 2 tenths. So can Italy convert that into a grand final spot? Let's see, but that's not really a good start because he's actually at the back, so not really what he wants to do right now is to allow both players to be up ahead. As did Italy crash again? Yeah, he did. So wait, no, Kuda is slow here, so Brazil actually have a good chance for getting that 10 points, but we're still again going with that high line and flips the checkpoint there, and that is allowing Kuda to get into first spot. And into the Whiskey Fin he goes. Yeah, that is unfortunate for Brazil. He flips the checkpoint, losing in now speed. And yeah, Kuda will now be the one into finalist mode. Italy will have to try again.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Rezier here. He had such a lead on Kuda too after some mistakes by him, but with that, we'll make it a finalist position. If Rezier actually had won, it actually would have denied Kuda a finalist position by 1 point, but someone would have to take the fall for it, and that was going to ultimately be Rezier in that round, but now he will just have to secure a finalist spot himself as we are on our way. All 4 players get that mini quarter pipe pretty well. Kuda is currently in the lead. Rezier is going to have to try his absolute hardest to make this work. Boeing is going to take a little bit of a water slide out, so he will be out this match for the time being. Kuda currently still in the lead. Edsel is currently behind Rezier in 3rd place. It's really, all eyes are really going to be on Rezier to see if he will be able to secure that final spot, or if Kuda will actually close it out right now in this first place. He's currently into the finalist position. Will Kuda get into the finals? And he does. He will get the first place spot for the grand finals, and Edsel he will have to try again, but now with Rezier as a finalist.
Yeah, like no one, like, I mean, if everyone's just gonna look at the results, be like, oh, that's expected. Kuda comfortably first place in this semi-final, but I can assure you guys it was far from comfortable. But GG to Kuda, he secures his spot in the grand final. But now, well, I was gonna say Brazil and Italy are challenging for the second spot. Brazil makes a very critical error at the beginning, and that is just allowing Italy. So he needs to hope Boeing can do him a favor. Italy with a huge crash on that left side of the dirt section. That is Boeing now in the lead, and it's now a neck and neck race between Brazil and Italy for the second place. But if Boeing can somehow deny both both a chance to finish in the first spot, that's gonna be crazy. But now, can Boeing finish? We have to go to Boeing's point. Will Boeing go for the Whiskey Fin? He does, and actually finishes in the Whiskey Fin. Oh dearie me, what a twist of events. The Volo player denying the curse and the Equinox, and Brazil will be sitting with anger because if Boeing wasn't there, he would have been through. So somehow we are going to another map way. Back to Mabel.
Man, it seemed like it was almost it seemed just like it was almost like good for Rezier, but he was the one that made the critical error in that first place. If he had not done that, he probably would have won that second place A spot, but now he has to do it on a Maple where Bowen will not be that much of help I assume, and Edsel is actually fairly fast in this map, but we have seen mistakes from Edsel, and same can go for Rezier, so it really could be like a coin flip on who will actually take the second place spot, but they have around 30 more seconds to warm up. Boeing, that was a very good round, last round by Boeing to put himself at 41 points, but with the 70 point limit, he has a lot of work to do, of denying work to do if he wants to be able to even have a shot of that finalist position himself. It seems very unlikely for him, but just a couple more good performances and he will maybe be able to find himself in a position he wasn't expected in. But Rezier and Edsel, one job to do, and it is to finish in first place.
Yeah, I mean, you say it's impossible, but in previous like Indonesia Trackmania, I've seen quite a few comebacks from where they were not in finals. So let's see who. Whoa! 2 people made mistakes, and one of them is Brazil. So that is not good news. Brazil. Well, I mean, there was a minor error, and Brazil makes a critical error on the next big jump, and Italy should be well and truly home and dry unless Bowen can do anything. No, he makes another error there. Italy would just have to play it safe here. Brazil already 8 seconds behind, and with a finish, I wouldn't say it's not that difficult. Both players were able to finish it. Yeah, it looks like it is curtains for the curse player. Italy should be able to go for the Whiskey Fin and does it with a 43. GG. The Equinox player is through to the grand final. Congratulations. Oh god.
Really, it was a really good effort by both players right there, but Edsley just had the upper hand right there. A lot of critical mistakes by Rezier in the final rounds is what would ultimately seal his fate in this match, and with that, Rezier along with Boeing will be eliminated in the semifinals, and not with that will be Kuda and Edsley moving on into the grand finals. If we have the results from we do have the results from that second match, from that first lobby. We might be able to have our we already might have already we're a full
Yeah,
lineup
we
already,
have,
and
yes.
we do. It's Sky and Stars who beat out Syntax and Macaroni. So those two players will be joining Kuda and Etzli for your grand final.
Yeah, well, of course, I think we point out Sky should be comfortably as the first seed. Stars, well, like I don't think we've seen Stars a lot in the grand final. So yeah, I mean, noted there've been a few absent, but yeah, good job by Stars to make it into a grand final. It's not every day that some of these players are, so it's good to see a few new faces in the grand final. But yeah, congratulations to Syntax and Macaroni. Again, a bit surprising for Syntax considering that he made one of the maps in the map pack. But hey, sometimes even players can be faster than Auto. But anyway, I think let's see. It's a no. Oh, there's a match start. Oh wow, we are actually starting. Well, just give us a moment, guys. Let's see. It should start in about 10 minutes. But so I think we should be able to take another 5 minute break. So yeah, guys, be right back, and we'll be right back. I just said be right back twice. I'm sorry, guys. Be right back with the grand final. So yeah, stick around. and welcome back everyone to the Indonesian Trackmania Cup April edition. Yeah, if you're just joining us, you have missed probably one of the most chaotic ends to a semifinal I've ever seen in the scene, because it could have been either or two players that could have taken that second spot, or even three actually, because yeah, the favorite was quite shaky to say the least, but he did end up being the first qualifier. So yeah, if you just joining, the grand finals consists of Buddha, Itoli, Sky, and Stars. So yeah, what do you think? Who's your favorite of these four, Bray?
Oh man. Well, I think it's a very interesting lineup, and I feel like it's gonna be really hard to tell. My knowledge, Skies in Italy have made first time appearances on ITC in in grand finals. So we don't really know where these two could go, but I think from what we have seen here today, I think Sky seems to be definitely the favorite, but Kuda can definitely make some stuff happen if he's both fast and consistent. There's a lot of pretty good storylines going into this. If I can do a little bit of a player info on all the players, that would be nice.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we have around like 6 minutes to go. I think it's great for me to mention all to all of these. So we have so our first player we have Sky, who is who plays for Asia Overdrive. He's a keyboard player. I've been playing for over a decade now. He's actually one of the most consistent players when it comes to ITC. He's been in those runner-up positions, third place positions for most of the time that the cup has been has been running. Then we have his younger brother, Star. This is Star's first appearance in the ITC Grand Finals. So we have a little bit of a sibling rivalry going on. He plays for Road Tour. He's a keyboard player. They've been playing actually 10 years after Sky's first time. So he has a little bit of experience himself. Then we have the man and Kuda. You may know him from being formerly at Vobi. He's the Chem 2 player, keyboard player. One of the first. Has won the APAC regionals, also with Sky. Definitely overall one of the biggest contributors to the Indonesian scene in this game. And finally, last but not least, we have Edsli. This is his first appearance, one of the youngest too, 18. He plays for Equinox. Actually started playing this game last year. Also a keyboard player, plays in Chem 1. So overall, very interesting backgrounds behind all of these players, and be interesting to see how they all go head to head today.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say, yeah, funny thing to see that the two brothers Sky and Stars in the same match in probably the most highest of stakes of them, or the grand final. So not sure, are they living in the same house or whatnot, but yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be some gonna be some banter whatever happens later on in the grand final, who will be finishing ahead of the other. But I gotta say, for me, Sky should actually really take this one. I think so far, at least from what we've seen from the qualification and the quarterfinal, he's been pretty much consistent throughout the match. Again, the only blip he had was Mabel. He was not first. Kuda was with that on that qualification phase. But yeah, considering how Kuda was very inconsistent for the in that semifinal that we just witnessed, I think Sky should be taking on the top prize. But of course, we don't want to discount Itoli, and especially Stars, considering that we haven't really been seeing Stars throughout this whole night. Actually,
Kuda too. I know he's been inconsistent, but he did take home the first place in a very close match between Italy too. So maybe there's a little bit of a guarantee that Kuda can finish above Italy this round, this match. But we'll just have to find out.
yeah, good point taken. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm definitely not just getting on. I mean, it's yeah, it is. I mean, I gotta say, Kuda definitely was definitely better on Viscon. At least he definitely was definitely recovered from that poor quality phase. So good to see that he
Yeah.
got his bearings eventually.
You wanna?
But yeah, I think again, if you guys just joined, yeah, I think at that map it was very very chaotic. I mean, Brazil was
Yeah.
essentially denied by Boeing, who had a
Yeah.
huge
Do you
gap to
wanna?
the west. So yeah, sorry, Bay. Yeah.
Speaking of maps, do you wanna like for any newcomers here? Do you wanna like explain the maps while I explain how the prize pool distribution works for today's edition?
Yeah, all right. Okay, we'll show the maps again. There we go. So yeah, we got 1.5 minutes. So just a quick rundown of the maps before we start the grand final off. Yeah, again, if you have been a avid follower of the scene, yeah, Mabel shows up again because World Tour Stage 2 maps be hard, apparently, according to organizers. So yeah, they had no choice but to get at least another map from the previous IDC edition. So Mabel is here again. And then we have the two new maps of Upside Down Poland and by Lint and Viscan by Syntax. So yeah, we already see quite a few chaotic rounds in the previous matches. So it'd be interesting to see if, especially Viscan, I think was quite decisive in some of the matches we've seen tonight. So let's see how it goes on in the grand final.
Yeah,
Uh,
it should be good, and then I think it's good to mention that none of these players from this grand finals, they're gonna walk away. None of them are gonna walk away empty-handed. We have 500,000 Indonesian rupees to distribute to the top four. First place will get 250,000, which will be around $17 USD. Second place will get 150,000, which is equivalent to around $10. Third place gets 75,000, equivalent to $5, and fourth place gets $50,000, around $3.35 for here in America. So definitely a fair bit amount of money up for grabs for today. It's just who is going to be taking the most home. And as you said, there are definitely some favorites for to win this month's Hunts match. But we're just gonna hope. We'll just see how they go. Hopefully it's close, and maybe we get closes out with some good competition.
That's for certain. Okay, that's weird. Apparently, we're getting a 2-minute warm up this time. Not sure if that's. I mean, I haven't really been looking into because I was expecting another 1-minute warm up after the actual match starts. So gonna be waiting a little bit longer than so. But yeah, just to clarify, yeah, this match will be 100 points limit instead of the 70. So this match will not be as fast as the previous two we've seen so far tonight. So yeah, hopefully you guys have your beverages and food ready because it might get close. So yeah.
See, I wonder if you get this right. So you watch like F1, right?
Yes.
Do you know how there's like different sets of tires and stuff, and how like all of them are like color coded and whatnot?
Yes, for sure. I mean, it used to be
Yeah,
way more
yeah.
complicated.
Okay. Yeah. Look at Kuda's skin and look at his car tires. You notice how they're like green?
Yep, green.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are what the intermediate tires. You don't use them in dry conditions. You don't use that. No wonder he's been struggling with the pace. He's not using the correct tires. No, look at everyone else. They're using like at least hard or soft tires. You can tell by the colors there. Or Kuda's just on intermediate. Someone needs to tell him to change really quickly, man. Someone needs to tell him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it may be green on the side, but the texture, I don't know. Does it look that it has texture? I know. I mean, my graphic settings ain't the best, so yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see how like these the skins have like different designs now. It used to be, now with all these own lights and all the weird things nowadays, skins are getting better quality. But anyway, here we go. The grand final is about to begin.
There you go.
Yeah, anyway, let's see who would take the first blood. At the moment, okay, the match is starting. I'm just gonna point out. at the moment, Sky actually with a slow start, but then Kuda also hits the wall. So yeah, somehow surprising Italy in the lead. The top two favorites are actually at the bottom two at the moment, but Sky now already with a brilliant speed through this sector here. Italy now trying to hang on to this first place, but it is not happening. Still actually pretty close, but Italy now starting to lose touch with Sky at the moment. So yeah,
Ooh.
it's gonna be close, and that is Sky with the 10 points. Italy second, Stars third. Where is Kuda? Kuda might have to respawn again, and wow,
Yeah.
Kuda starting off with only 3 points at the moment.
Yep, definitely a bit of a definitely a bit of an unexpected where Sky will take the lead in the standings, and that's also a really good 7 points for Italy. So that definitely for a very first good round. And Kuda went too far inside, and he crashed Ash very early, so he's gonna be behind very early. This is a nightmare start part for one of the favorites here, Kuda. Sky is currently in the lead. What Stars? Oh, I was about to say in second, but he's gonna drop down to third after that mistake. And Italy once again in that top two position. He's going to be trying to fight Sky, but Sky could potentially be pulling away already. Kuda actually and Stars actually had to go to Safeway on into this plastic section, so they're going to really be able to run. They're going to be finding each other mainly. Sky still pulling away a lot. He's gaining around like half a 10 each checkpoint, and with that final mistake from Italy, that's just going to secure Sky another victory, and he does get it. It's another good 7 points needed for Italy, and this time Kuda actually finishes in third. So Stars and Kuda, they're going to be tied up third into third following into the next round. But Sky's already pulling away big time already.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I'm so sorry, guys. But yeah, I was saying Sky so far showing the consistency that he did in the first round that we've seen. So let's see if he can continue with that. Will it be another full sweep, or will Kuda have something to say? At the moment, it's not Stars, so Stars has just crashed right there. Kuda now in third place actually. Sky not with the best start. So Italy again always with the best starts, but it seems like on this particular section here, Sky and Kuda may have the upper hand. Kuda hits the wall again, and Italy seems to hit the wall as well, allowing Sky to overtake at the last possible moment, and that's Sky again with 30 points. And wait, hold on a second. That is Italy ended up in fourth. Wow, that must be a huge crash for the Equinox player.
Yeah, and he had a really bad crash into the checkpoint, and with that, it allowed Kuda and Stars to catch up to get a really well needed second and third place. Sky will be able to pull away big time from that round. That just leaves the 3 other players to only be separated by only 4 points. But everyone so far gets a really clean start. Or Stars is actually currently leading the way right now. Finding Sky. Sky clips it was just a little bit too tight. So he will drop down into around third or fourth. He's going to actually be finding Kuda in the back. Stars is currently leading the way ahead of his older brother, who's actually fighting in the back still with Kuda. It's Italy currently in that second spot. They are separated by just half a second. It is all gonna come down into this final turn. Who will get it best? Stars is currently leading the way, and he will take a security and close between everyone else. And by 300 separate second through fourth. Italy gets second.
Okay, it did. Wow. Yeah, sorry, I had to
Kuda gets
interrupt
third,
that.
and Stars will get and Sky will actually get fourth, and with that drops Kuda down to fourth.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, for some reason on the stream it showed like Sky didn't get. So I thought Sky didn't get the 3 points, but yeah, that was a very very close round. That's for sure. So after that chaotic last round, that map, we are Sky currently on 33 points, followed by Italy surprisingly second, Stars with 23 points in third, and Kuda. Well, I gotta say again, Kuda's inconsistency already showing up already, because he's only, I mean, it's not that far behind. He's still got a chance on this map especially, but yeah, I mean, again, considering that he's one of the favorites, it's not good to be this inconsistent this early on.
That's not very good, and it doesn't help that he potentially has one of the fastest times on here. He is a 41.669. He's actually ahead of Sky by 0.6x on here, but just because of this consistency, he probably won't be able to take too much of an advantage off of Sky when it comes to points. Stars has a 42.699. Etzli actually has the slowest time with a 42.82. All of them are offer times, so it'll be pretty interesting to see how all of them stack up, especially when it comes to consistency. But as we are on our way, let's see if we have a chaotic start like we did on the first map. Everyone seems to get it good into this section. That was a clip from somebody. That was Sky, so that's going to be Sky all the way down in the fourth place. Etzli is going to be right down here with them. Stars and Kuda currently taking those 1-2 position. It is very close between these two Indonesian players. There we have a Rotor and versus Free Agent battle. Rotor did not Rotor wasn't able to, the old Rotor player wasn't able to do good, and getting Kuda crashed out himself. So with that, Sky actually takes the first place again, and Etzli, even though both of them had very bad starts, they ended up still finishing top 2 anyway. Kuda is going to get that third place if he gets that finish well, and he does. In Stars, which probably will have to just settle for a fourth place, still get us into the risky fin. Oh wow, were there a lot of changes that round.
Yep, we are continuing with the chaos from the previous round, and yeah, Sky will just thank that he comes out on top that one. So let's see if we will continue on that form again. So yeah, Kuda somehow still last. So Kuda really needs to step it up again. So let's see what's gonna happen in front. Oh, who's that flying out? That looks like Italy. Italy with that, I would say a Boeing arrow at this point, because you wouldn't want to fly that high on that section. So Italy seems to be out of running already. So let's focus on the top 3. Stars now behind the top 2 of Sky Kuda by 3/10. We're already at the final sector, so it's going to be quite hard to see any mistakes unless Sky and Kuda have something to say about the risky fin. Who's going to get it cleanly? It's Kuda by about 2/10. Italy, wait, Italy actually getting here? Stars must have had an error on the last turn, because Italy somehow caught up and got third instead.
Stars seems to be struggling a lot with that risky fin. I think he's been going into that finish, like he's been hitting the wall too angled to the right, so it doesn't give him much of a bounce to be able to actually make the finish, and with that will drop him to fourth in the stand, and he's gonna have to definitely try to make it was hardest to make a comeback. And right now, both him and Sky had some pretty slow start, but Etzli goes too wide, and Kuda had a little bit of a strange landing, so he's going to be falling down the order. Sky High takes the lead, with Stars not too far behind, but Kuda still not fully out of it yet. He's going to be trying his best to keep it consistent, but no, he won't. So that's just going to be down to Sky and Stars to go and find it out for this round win. Skies is still pulling away massively, so unless he messes up the risky fin, he won't. No, and Stars won't either, so that is a well-needed 7 points for 4 Stars. And will Etzli actually be able to finish? Will actually be able to finish this to at least get a little bit of a lead on Kuda. No, actually Kuda will actually overtake Italy for that second place. So still definitely a lot of changes to come.
Yeah, Kuda, just like that, Kuda is back up to second place. But Sky looking good for the top prize at the moment. He just needs 4 more round wins and a punishment to win this month's edition. But again, still quite a lot of rounds to go. Let's see who will make that first mistake. And actually, everyone clean at the moment. One player. So far so good. Wow, this might be the cleanest one so far. Hopefully I'm not jinxing anyone now. Sky a little bit slow, dropping off from the pack. But it's still anyone's game. As we go to that last jump, who's gonna get the best landing? Wow, Kuda with a great landing. And who was that? That was Italy going into the vest. So Kuda will get another 10 points. And actually Sky sniping Stars at the end. And Italy, unfortunately, will be last with the 3 points.
Wow, yeah, very, very good round by Kuda there. Will be able to bring himself to the opportunity to be able to pull away from the bottom two. Etsuli's 4th place will just make it so it's a 1 point gap between him and Stars. And as we go on into Riskin, this could be very interesting round right here. We know Sky is very good on this map, and we know Kuda not so much. So this can be a really good opportunity for Etsuli, especially to bring it even closer, to bring it right back, that 2nd place right back into his hands. And same can go for Stars. So we might see a gap start to grow in the point standings here, but no one can really secure a finalist spot yet, except for Sky. So with around 40 seconds of warm up to play, the next 4 rounds of this could be very exciting.
Yeah, indeed, and I think what we observed from the previous the semi-final match with Kuda and Itoli, I would argue Itoli was definitely more consistent than Kuda on at least this match, because yeah, Kuda. I mean, again, Itoli, it was literally a decisive match, because I just gotta say, I mean, it could easily been Vasil, still Itoli. So yeah, this map could decide the match, like the momentum of the match itself. But here we go. This is the 3rd map on the rotation. Viscan, who will take the most risks, or will it just be again smooth sailing for Sky? So let's go on to the first round. Who's that making me say that's Kuda actually going over a bit of the bump and crashing on the mini half pipe, and that's already putting him way back. And yeah, Stars, it's in 3rd. Italy and Stars now. It's not. I did see Stars. Sorry, Sky battling it out right now for first spot. Sky now overtaking Italy by 3/10. Really not the best line. Usually you wouldn't want to get airtime through that. So the gaps are starting to be quite noticeable. So all Sky needs to do is get into the risky fin. Fine, Italy misses. Stars will thank you very much, and Italy decides to go for the safe fin just to make sure it doesn't miss yet another finish.
Yeah, that was definitely not what Italy wanted to do when that Stars will take over him for that 3rd place spot, and he's now only 5 points behind Kuda. Sky, I gets a well needed 10 points, so he will only grow the gap to 24 points between him and Kuda. And I can imagine that gap can only grow if
Oh yeah.
Kuda isn't able to do it well, and he doesn't. So that's gonna just leave 3 other players to fight out for those top 3 spot. What a disastrous start for Kuda on this map. Uh, Stars did not have a great hit line in this section, so it's gonna be down to Sky and Edsley. And right now they're pretty much equal. Sky went a little bit tighter around the finish, so he will be pulling a little bit ahead. But Edsley is not too far behind, but he clips the checkpoint. But he has a little bit of a tighter line. Let's see if they will both go for the risky fin, and they will. Edsley misses again, but Stars will have to do a double respawn anyway, so Etsuli will get that 2nd place. And Kuda comes into snipes Stars for that 3rd place. Stars, that double respawn really hurt him a lot. And with that, he might not even be able to finish, and no, he won't. So it was not a good round at all for Stars, and he will fall to 4th place in the standings.
Yeah, I gotta say, I did mention something about that last checkpoint. Like if you don't even have any speed through that, you might not be able to finish. So not sure how anything was rectified about that. But yeah, pretty much if you crash and have very little speed before the last checkpoint, you may not even get the safe in. And yeah, so that was unfortunate for Stars. And again, Stars making 2 errors now, hitting the wall there as well. So it's up to the top 3. It's not the top 3. This is the top 3. Kuda and Sky actually neck and neck by over just under 100 for 200s even. So hey, Sky lost a bit there on the final turn. And this should be Kuda with the 10 points unless something happens. No, yep, Kuda comfortably now finding his rhythm in Viscan as he gets another 10 points.
And that could make Sky a little bit nervous, but all Sky needs to do in the next round is at least secure a second place, and he will already be a finalist. He's nearly 30 points ahead of Kuda, and that gap between Uda, and Stars is definitely growing. Third place can still really be up for grabs for Stars, but in terms of second place, maybe not so much. But as we are going on to at least our third or fourth round on this map, Kuda is currently leading the way, with Sky's actually in the back, and all of them actually get the water line very well. So Sky definitely has a little bit of work to do, and that was Stars who hit the outside third wall. Also, Sky will move up into third place. Easily went a little bit too wide, so now Sky is up into that second place, but they're all separated by only around a second or so. Kuda still currently leading the way. Will Sky be able to do something about it? But Etzli has to do a double respawn. Kuda will get another first place, and Sky will secure himself the finalist position. Stars and Etzli, they're both struggling right now, but Stars will get the third place needed on Etzli, and I think with that, Etzli will still get that fourth place. Man, he was in some serious trouble right there.
Yeah, that was yeah, the Italy stars really struggling now, and yeah, Kuda just like that. I think he pretty much won every single one on that map. So yeah, Kuda is probably the definition of a slow owner. He manages to close the gap to Sky, but is unfortunately Sky is already in finals. So all Sky needs to do is to win one round in Upside Down Poland, and he will be your winner for this month's Indonesia Trackmania Cup. And I gotta say, I think it's safe to say it might just happen unless Sky makes a quick error, because yeah, he's been pretty consistent on this one so far.
Yeah, but the second and fourth place spots are still up for grabs, even though the point gap between them is still growing a lot. There's definitely still some opportunities for a lot of mistakes to happen. We've seen them on this map before. And at least if Sky doesn't get finalists this round, it's only just beneficial for all the players to get as many points as they possibly can, and definitely Sky can still deny some points as well if he doesn't get that finalist position. But 5 seconds to go. We are potentially in Sky's last round. All he has to do is secure the first place, and he will be your winner for Indonesian Trackmania Cup April 2023. Kuda makes an early mistake, so that is already one of Sky's opponents down. It's now going to be between Stars and Italy to deny Sky the first place. Stars currently taking that lead, and Sky is not too far behind. Etzli is trying his absolute hardest to make it close, and they're all very close. They're going into this classic section. They're only separated by around a tenth. Stars still holding up into that lead, but Sky will overtake, and Etzli's now looking for an opportunity of his own. Sky's currently taking that tight line, and he will pull ahead into that first place, but will Stars have a little bit of an opportunity to do it? And no, he won't. So Sky is your Indonesian Trackmania Cup winner. He will be taking home he will be taking home 250,000 Indonesian rupees, and that is very well GG's to him.
Yep, GG to Sky. He's consistently really paved the way for. I think this might be his first actual win in ITC if my data has gone far back as the current format goes. So, yep, congrats to Sky for winning his first IDC in the current format. Gotta be specific there. But it's now, I mean, again, everyone's gonna get some prize money, so it's about who's gonna get second place. Stars actually, what was that? He slowed down quite a bit there. So Kuda quite comfortably now in the lead by a second over Itoli. I don't see Kuda making any form of errors here. I think this is the last. No, not this one. I think the last right-hander here might be little bit of internet issue. Whoa, what? There's something going on there. Oh my god. Itoli almost sniped it at the end, but it got really hectic there, but Kuda gets the job done.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what's going on your end. It seemed like it was completely fun on my end, but Kuda now 9 points away from that finalist position. All he needs to do is just to win the next round, and he will be able to get that final spot. When Italy made a bit of a mistake at the beginning, will just make it a little bit easier on him. And Stars had a little bit of mistake as well, so Kuda will move up into that first place. Stars are gonna have to pretty much respawn after that error, and Italy's the only one that can really deny him that finalist position. But Kuda is a little bit slow on this plastic part, and with that, Italy will have the perfect opportunity to overtake, and he will right in this turn. As we move on into this little grass hander up into the dirt uphill, Italy is currently leading the way, but Kuda is going to try his absolute hardest to snipe. A little bit of internet issues. Kuda takes a little bit of a plastic snipe clip right there, and Italy denies Kuda the finalist by less than a tenth. And Kuda will have to go again at 98, but that is a well-needed 10 points for Italy.
Yeah, definitely a well-needed for Italy right there. Yeah, Kuda will be kicking himself for not getting a fine spot, but it doesn't matter. He will definitely get it this time. It's a matter of whether he will get first yet again. So let's see if Kuda will get the 10 points again. Yeah, Stars needs to buck it out a bit because he's already behind by 11 points to Italy. So he wants to get at least third. He definitely needs to start winning some rounds, especially on outside down Poland. Edmond Kuda keeping it clean so far. He's ahead of Italy by a tenth. Stars again making a mistake. It's not happening. But Kuda actually taking the safe out. This is he's just allowing Italy to take 10 points. I mean, maybe it's a strategy thing, or maybe, or you know, maybe he just like speed. Kuda, oh wow, he crashed again. He's allowing Stars to go through. This is amazing right now because Stars might have a chance to get more points than he thought he would. But Italy has gotten the 10 points, but Kuda, unfortunate. What? Huh? What's happened here?
Wow. I think he clipped while he was trying to exit the ramp right there, and that just made him really slow, and that gives Stars the 7 points. It's 2 more than he thought he probably would. And that just only closes the gap between him and Kuda. But Kuda now has the advantage of being a finalist. So all he has to do is just get the first place in the next map. I think we're moving on to Maple. So we could potentially see our grand final match end here. But wow, definitely still some points up for grabs still.
Yep, it's still fun for over. I mean, so far we've seen Kuda on this map. Obviously, he has the pace advantage, but you never know when he will get his inconsistency back on the board again. So it's a matter of which Kuda we'll see. Will we see the Kuda that's inconsistent, or Kuda, the guy that has won 2 out of the 3 stage 1 regionals? So we'll see. I mean, again, Italy just needs to make sure to deny Kuda himself so as to get finalists, and well, Stars will have to do double the job because it would take quite like 3 wins in a row to get himself into second spot.
I think for going into this map, it's favoring Kuda and Italy, because all Italy needs to do is at least get a second place. Even if Kuda finishes in first, he will have that finalist position. Meanwhile, Stars will still be at least like 15 points behind 15 points behind that point limit needed to go into the finalist run. But we are on our way. Italy's off to a little bit of a weird line, a little bit of a slow start for him, and Kuda currently taking that lead. So it's really going to be all down to Stars and Italy to try to deny Kuda that slot. We have seen some mistakes from both Italy and Kuda, and there it is. That is Kuda hitting the wall. So Stars will actually take that first place, and Kuda will be down into third. Now let's see if Italy will actually be able to deny Stars the maximum 10 points that he's going to be able to get, but Italy crashes out right there. Kuda's already far behind. If Stars is able to get that risky fin first try, and he does, which means he will get 90 points, so he will have to win the next round to at least deny Italy and Kuda in their finalist position. For the time being, we have a double finalist scenario.
Yep. I guess, well, just gotta say, yep, all we've been waiting for, Kuda's side of inconsistency showed up first. So, yep, Italy now with a chance to steal second place away from Kuda at least. Oh, will Stars do the unthinkable and get another win? Let's see. So far, so good from the three players. Who's that? Is that Kuda flying out again? Oh, no, it's not. It's Stars. The two white cars. I cannot really differentiate. But yes, that was Stars flying out, unfortunately. So it's up to Italy to deny Kuda the second spot. The two finalists going up in the final jump. Who's going to get the best landing? Kuda still hanging on by 2 tenths. And yeah, looks like Kuda should be able to secure second spot unless he gets a risky fin. It's not enough from Italy. GG for the former Bobby player. He gets secure second spot.
Yeah, I didn't. With that, I don't think Stars is going to be able to finish. So he won't. So it won't even be easier for him. It's not like it would have been. He would still have to finish. He'll still have to finish in first place to not have the match close out on him early. But Stars has a massive task on his hands. He has to get first place ahead of Italy. He managed to do it. He's able to do it before, and Italy does not have a good landing, and that's instantly a massive time advantage for Stars. Around 7 seconds ahead of Italy. What happened to him in that start? We haven't seen that before in this map, so Stars might be able to just cruise to the finish line and actually just secure him that that finalist position. I don't know what exactly went wrong there, but with that, if Stars decides to just go safe, then we're gonna have a double finals position in our hands.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting end to this month's edition. Yeah, if Italy is gonna be kicking himself because yeah, he was the one that got finals first, so he will be kicking himself for allowing Stars to secure that finals mode himself. So I believe we are still gonna be on Mabel for this final round. Yes. So somehow again, this map will decide who will get the the third place prize money. So at the moment, Stars looking decent. Both close, different lines, but the best landing. Ooh, different lines again. I really got nothing much to say here. Very close so far to Italy and Stars, but Italy a little bit behind now on this left-hander. Only a 10 behind, so he needs to depend on Stars for making mistake on this final jump here. But Stars gets it right, but Italy gaining back on Stars here. It's gonna be close, but I think Stars has this one covered unless the Whiskey has something to say about it. That's probably the slowest finish I've ever seen. And Stars has stole third place from Italy. Unfortunate for the Equinox player. But yeah, that is it for the grand final. Sky wins it. Gotta say quite comfortably, followed by Kuda and Stars is your top three with Italy taking fourth spot.
Really, yeah, really good effort by all the players. It's really nice that that the that Sky's that the Indonesian siblings ended up getting that into that top 3 position with Kuda sandwiched in the middle. Congratulations to all of the players, including what was including Italy. So
Yeah.
yeah, really good effort. That was a really good finalist. There was definitely a lot of rounds where 2 or more players were finalists. So it was overall very close overall. I think that's it's definitely a really good way to end such a crazy edition. But in the end, Sky wins his first Indonesian Trackmania Cup with Kuda as the runner-up. Stars takes third place. That I believe is around Stars will take that third place, and Italy will take a fourth place. So for those out of those two, very good effort for their first time appearances in the grand final. And that's pretty much it from us.
Yep, that's pretty much it. So yeah, yeah, one like again, good job from the two new players as you mentioned, and yeah, I got pretty much the winner. Yeah, congrats again for Sky winning IDC for the first time in this current format. I know I keep saying that because the IDC had come a few format changes. But yep, that is it from us. Any final words, Bri, before we go?
Um, yeah, not really. I know that the next edition of ITC will, I'm sure will be just as special as the last one, if not more. Definitely. And I know that last month of this had a little bit bigger of a prize pool, but maybe maybe we can maybe with a little bit of support, we can jump that prize pool up a little bit more. Definitely, we've definitely seen. I think the prize pool doesn't really reflect the amount of time, effort, and skill that all these players in this scene put into these maps, and I think we saw that today. But overall, very good effort by all of the players, and hopefully you get to see all of them in more month, next edition of this.
Yep. And with that, we'll take our leave, guys. Thank you guys for watching tonight's cast, and we'll see you all in the next edition. Bye bye.